Hello, seekers of the unknown, and welcome to the Shadow Frequency. I'm your guide into the shadows, bringing you tales that linger just beyond the veil. Tonight, join our host, Matt Wilson, as he takes us down a lonely stretch of road where the living aren't the only ones traveling. We're diving into the chilling world of phantom hitchhikers, ghostly figures who appear under flickering headlights, only to vanish into thin air. Are they restless spirits, echoes of tragedy, or something stranger? Buckle up, turn down the lights, and tune your ears to the frequency of the unexplained. Here's Matt.
Hey everyone, Matt Wilson here, and tonight we're hitting the road. Figuratively, of course, to explore one of the creepiest phenomena in paranormal lore, phantom hitchhikers. These aren't your average roadside stragglers looking for a lift. No, these are spectral travelers, tied to tales of tragedy, mystery, and the macabre. So let's dive in. Picture this, it's late at night, rain's tapping on your windshield, and the road ahead is swallowed by fog. Suddenly, your headlights catch a figure. Someone standing by the roadside, thumb out, looking lost. You pull over. They slide into the back seat. Maybe you give a cryptic message or a faint smile. But when you glance in the rearview mirror a mile down the road, they're gone. No sound, no trace, just an empty seat and a chill running down your spine. Phantom hitchhikers have been reported all over the world, from the back roads of America to the misty lanes of England. One of the most famous stories comes from Resurrection Mary in Chicago. Since the 1930s, drivers have picked up a young woman in a white dress near Resurrection Cemetery, only for her to vanish as they pass the gates. Some say she's the ghost of a girl killed in a hit and run, forever trying to get home. Witnesses describe her as pale, cold to the touch, and eerily silent until she's not there at all. Then there's the tale of the Blue Lady in California, spotted along Highway 152. Drivers say she's a woman in a blue dress, sometimes soaked from rain that isn't falling, who asks for a ride only to disappear before they reach her destination. Locals tie her to a car accident decades ago, but no one's pinned down her story for sure. What's wild is how consistent these stories are. In England, there's the ghost of a man in a gray coat on the A23 vanishing from cars mid-journey. In South Africa, drivers on Uniondale Road swear they've picked up a woman in white who fades away with a scream. And here's the kicker. Sometimes these hitchhikers leave behind physical traces. A scarf, a damp spot on the seat, even a faint smell of perfume or decay. So what are they? Some paranormal researchers think that these are residual hauntings, energy imprints replaying a moment of trauma, like a tape stuck on loop. Others argue they're intelligent spirits, aware and interacting, maybe even trying to send a message. Skeptics, of course, chalk it up to tired drivers, hallucinations, or good old-fashioned urban legends. But when dozens of people across decades and continents tell the same story, well, that's harder to dismiss. Let's talk about one case that stuck with me, the Phantom of Route 66. Back in the 50s, truckers reported picking up a young guy in a leather jacket near the Arizona stretch. He'd ask about a diner up ahead and then vanish when they got there. Turns out that diner burned down in 1947, killing a kid matching his description. Coincidence? Maybe. But those drivers didn't know the history when they saw him. And here's where it gets personal. I've heard from listeners who've had their own run-ins. A guy from Ohio emailed me about a woman he picked up on a rural road last year. She asked to be dropped off at a house that, when he checked later, had been abandoned since the 80s. He swears the car felt colder with her in it. So what do you think? Are these spirits trapped between worlds, hitching rides to nowhere? Or is there something else at play? Maybe a glitch in reality itself? I'd love to hear your stories. Hit me up in the comments. Before we sign off, let's leave you with this. Next time you're driving alone at night and you see someone by the road, will you stop or keep driving?
That's all for tonight's journey into the shadows. You've been listening to The Shadow Frequency with Matt Wilson, where the unexplained finds a voice. If phantom hitchhikers have left you glancing at your back seat, don't worry, you're not alone. Subscribe for more tales that blur the line between here and beyond. And join us next time as we tune back into the frequency of the strange. Until then, keep your eyes on the road and maybe your doors locked. Good night, travelers.